Hi everybody. I hope you enjoyed talking about money last weekend. I know it's not always the favorite topic of people, but it's one of the primary topics that the Lord Jesus taught about throughout the Gospels. And the Apostle Paul had a lot to say about it, obviously, and we had the opportunity to look at those principles out of 2 Corinthians as well as 1 Corinthians chapter 16. And what I'd like to do during your time, encourage you to do during your time, is to take a few minutes and talk about some of your experiences of how the Lord has blessed you as you followed those 8 principles that we highlighted. For you to talk about the times when you gave and God outgave you in return. It doesn't always work out that God's going to make you wealthy, but God has promised that He's going to meet our needs. And I wonder if you have any stories that you could tell that might encourage each other to use those biblical principles and to continue trusting God. I had one illustration that came to me just last week that I didn't have time to go through, but a man in our church who is on limited income had found himself in an awful lot of debt. And he went to a mentor who could help him deal with his financial choices. And when the mentor talked with him about his income, the member of our church simply said, "I'm going to continue to follow the biblical principle of giving to God first." And the mentor really couldn't see him necessarily doing that and thought he should just give nothing to the Lord and just get out of debt. But this man continued to follow that biblical principle. And sure enough, the mentor was the one who wrote to me and said, I didn't have the faith to believe it, but this man did. As he gave to the Lord, then God started providing in unexpected ways so that the member of our church could then pay off his debts. I don't know if you've had an experience like that. Maybe some kind of blessing that has come when you didn't expect it, but you just simply continue to follow through. And then you have a whole bunch of questions that you can talk about that Pastor Scott has put together for you. But I want you to take a few minutes and make sure that you share and encourage each other, because that's what connecting is really all about. Hearing stories, sharing stories, praying for each other so that we can continue to go beyond in all that God has called us to. So enjoy your time together, and Lord willing, look forward to being back with you next week.